13 News at 5 begins with breaking news tonight. The governor is extending the gas tax suspension without calling a special session.
So this is a move that is estimated to save you more than 60 cents every time you buy a gallon of gasoline at the gas station. Our State House reporter Emily Longnecker joins us live from the State House, where the governor just made the announcement about an hour and a half ago. Emily.
Hi, ladies. You know, we've heard the governor say for the past few months to extend this gas tax suspension beyond tomorrow night, when it was set to expire, would require some kind of action from lawmakers for them to possibly come into a special session to consider extending it. So how is this all happening without that happening? Well, the governor basically announced today that he was resetting the clock by declaring a new energy emergency, and he cited the wildfires in Canada and the war between Russia and Ukraine for causing new disruptions to the global oil supply. Oil supply and oil prices impact gas prices. Now, under this new emergency, the governor said he has 120 days to work with, but says he'll reevaluate the gas tax suspension every 30 days, just like he's done since April, when he first suspended the sales tax on gas. Now, under the first energy emergency, the governor cited the war in Iran and its impact on oil prices. Today, he was asked if he expects that conflict to continue impacting gas prices here.
We're going to find out sooner or later whether that's going to be a long-term issue, whether we have to budget for that accordingly, federally and state by state. We're in a good place to where we've got options.
He started out bet on the come that Donald Trump would win a war in 4 weeks. He lost. You lost, Mike. You lost the bet.
So Democratic State Representative Ed Delaney basically pushing back there. Delaney also went on to say that this new energy emergency was based on what he called a false premise. Now, keep in mind, during these other gas tax suspensions that we've had this summer, local governments and INDOT have lost revenue that comes in from those gas taxes to pay for road projects, but those were made up when the state used some of its surplus money to backfill those funds so that those projects would continue. And the governor said that he would do the same thing here, with this new suspension. And Ed Delaney called that basically a no-interest loan that he said would eventually have to be paid somewhere down the line, saying now other areas like schools and Medicaids and universities would be competing with road funding for state dollars in the future. So very different takes from Republicans and Democrats on the impact of this latest new energy emergency. Ann, Felicia?
All right, some breaking news tonight and some back and forth. Emily, thank you for that. Of course, what will the price of gasoline be? You can check out the latest prices by going to WTHR.com/gas prices to find the lowest in the Indianapolis area.
Yeah, some of the ones we've seen, $3.34 in Carmel and $3.37 in Westfield.
Developing tonight at 5, the second IMPD officer shot while responding to a call 2 weeks ago. Today, we've learned, is out of the hospital.
Meanwhile, the family of the man accused of shooting at officers says IMPD keeps delaying their request to view body cam video. Our Ashton Hackman talked to the family spokesperson, and Ashton, he says they still have not seen the video.
Yeah, they are telling me they are waiting still and haven't heard from IMPD on when that day might be. They are hopefully settling within the next part of this week or next week. Today marks 2 weeks since that shooting on Indy's east side. 2 IMPD officers were shot. At least 3 officers returned fire, killing 21-year-old Dallas Jett. Police say officers were responding to a disturbance near 38th and Franklin when Jett opened fire. Days later, IMPD determined one of their officers was actually shot by another officer's gunfire. Jett's family has asked to view unedited body cam video from the shooting. A family spokesperson says IMPD told them they could watch it after the second officer left the hospital. IMPD told me today they are now waiting for the investigation to continue. The family says it wants more transparency.
To delay that any further, the lack of transparency becomes how people start to perceive what is happening. We want to be clear about what happened.
IMPD wouldn't say when the family will be allowed to view the video, but said they do intend to share the footage. Family tells me they hope to view it later this week with his funeral on Saturday. But again, they are still finalizing a time. It could potentially be next week.
Okay. Hopefully they can get some more transparency. Thank you so much, Ashton.
Tonight, a 16-year-old girl is in critical condition after a shooting on the near east side of Indianapolis. It happened just before 5 o'clock just this morning near East 13th and north near Dearborn Street. Metro Police haven't released any other details about that shooting at this hour, but we will keep you updated as we continue to learn more.
And tonight, we're learning a man is now under arrest accused of killing his brother and taking off to Kentucky before turning himself into police. 26-year-old Keenan Poe Jr. died in the shooting Sunday morning near 34th and Emerson Avenue. In newly released court documents, police say the victim's family told them the brothers were together the night Poe was killed. They say the suspect mentioned arguing with Poe and told them Poe tried to take a gun from his lap before the shooting. Police say a family member went to Kentucky to get the suspect, telling him he needed to, quote, face the situation and meet with detectives.
Tonight, a man faces preliminary charges after Fishers police say he sped through a roundabout and killed another driver. This happened last night at 96 and Allisonville Road. Police say the suspect was speeding when he hit and killed the other driver. And we spoke to people living nearby who say, yes, they've seen multiple crashes in this area, but they're not sure that in this case the intersection is the problem.
It is a little concerning. I think it's pretty sad and unfortunate. But I'm not sure that it's the fault of the roundabout or maybe just people not paying attention while driving.
The suspect was arrested for OWI, and right now this case is a Fishers case, and the police there are now investigating. Also tonight, we've learned the names of 2 people killed in an early morning crash on the north side. 32-year-old Forrest Coffey Jr. and 24-year-old Deshaun Williams died. Police say the driver of an SUV ran a red light at 86 and Meridian, hitting another vehicle. The driver of the car died along with 1 passenger in the SUV. 3 other people who were in the SUV went to the hospital to be reviewed for care.
All right, let's take a live look outside. This is a look at Connorsville. We have seen a beautiful day, another one on tap, but we know that that's going to change a little bit later in the week.
Yeah, we've got some storm chances in the forecast, and Angela joins us now with a timeline of what we can expect.
Yeah, those storms are close to us already across parts of Illinois. The good news, if you've got evening plans, we're in the clear in terms of rain chances so far. We'll check radar in just a second. This is a view from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway looking back to the city of Indianapolis, downtown. 84 right now. We have 79 degrees in Crawfordsville, 84 Bloomington and Columbus, and currently 81 degrees in Richmond. Over the next several hours, we'll stay in the upper 70s and low 80s, and it will stay dry with some sunshine. You'll notice a few clouds building from time to time. You can see where the rain is now just across the state line, back through parts of Illinois into portions of Missouri. This will slowly move in our direction. We do have a lot of dry air in place, especially at the lower levels of the atmosphere, so that will eat up some of the rain as it starts to move our way. But if you live north and west, as early as say 9-10 o'clock this evening, a passing shower. Not expecting much in the way of a lightning with these cells as they continue to weaken. However, this weather system sticks with us the next couple of days, and it will be the focus for additional rain chances. I'll have that look ahead in a few minutes.
All right, Angela, thanks so much. Well, tonight, news from the State House. We're hearing from Indiana Governor Braun on the upcoming change in leadership in the Indiana State Senate. Senate President Pro Tem Rod Bray announced that he's not seeking another term of leading the Senate Republican caucus. He made that announcement at the end of last week, months after the President Trump, threatened to support primary challengers against any Republican senator who opposed his push to redraw Indiana's congressional map. That included Bray. Governor Braun tells us Senator Bray, he believes, is making a wise decision.
I want a legislature that's going to work with me, not against me. And clearly, I don't think Rod Bray and that leadership point of view was going to do that.
So far, at least one state senator is raising his hand and said he'd like the job. It was a couple of days ago, a Republican from Charlestown, Chris Garton, announced that he now is running for that leadership position.
A new affordable housing apartment building is coming to the Lafayette Square Mall property.
It's not in the mall, it is right next to it. Rich Nye takes us to the groundbreaking that happened today.
Lilac the Square is scheduled to open in 2027 with 144 apartment homes focused on affordable housing in this neighborhood. Real estate developer Fabio de la Cruz owns the Lafayette Square Mall and much of the revitalized area around it. But Lilac the Square is finally the first project moving forward on the mall property. The $48.8 million apartment building is financed through low-income housing, federal and state tax credits, and bonds. Developers promise monthly rent $500 to $600 below the market.
We like to be sure that we don't lose the essence of this great neighborhood. And doing things like this is the way to fulfill our promise that we want to keep the heart of the neighborhood. That for me always was great, but I like to be sure that everybody sees that.
This is the first phase of the Square, a neighborhood development plan for the 300-acre mall property. In Indianapolis, Rich Nye, 13 News.
Lilac the Square will be 100% solar powered, aimed at controlling some of the utility costs there. The building will have a licensed daycare as well. That is planned to be located on the first floor, a convenience factor. I want to let you know that there is now a new playground that you can check out on the south side of Indy.
Garfield Park just unveiled it today. So look at this. The playground sits near the park's historic pagoda and the Arts Center. This is a $2.5 million investment from Lilly Endowment. It's part of a broader grant looking to restore the historic pieces of Garfield Park.
The director of Indy Park says it's about making sure that generations of family continue to go out and love our city's oldest park.
All the kids out here today are a testament to the importance of these spaces. Our kids and our families love to have these spaces for play, and to see them already on the playground, on the swing set, enjoying it, connecting with each other is what we're all about.
Crone says the other park projects across the city are on track to finish up by the end of this year.
Well, the Indiana Hoosiers have returned to the gridiron.
In Bloomington, yep, the reigning national champs started fall camp, and that happened early this morning when it was still cool out. There's a lot of new faces there to go along with some familiar ones. Kurt Signetti talked during the Big Ten Media Days last week and repeating the message today. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint.
So here's what he thought after the first day of camp this morning.
The goal is being to develop players, develop position groups, individually, collectively, develop the intangibles as we get closer to game one, and the team mindset and identity so that we're ready to play football and play the way we want to play. So today was a decent start.
Decent start. Measured approach there. There's his face that's stoic and stays the same. He is measured for sure. Okay, so coming up on 13 News at 6, Eli Gain has more on a pivotal piece that was ruled eligible to return to the Hoosiers following a recent district court ruling.
Coming up, under construction.
We're taking you inside the gym for a look at the progress being made on the new venue at IUND. It's new at 5:30.